I read in the book, and I think about this quite a lot. When you go on any world adventure, coming back to Earth, coming back to a bit of reality, sort of the day to day. How do you keep that motivation and inspiration and that little fire in your belly and your and your children? When perhaps you're not doing the most amazing things. I'm curious to hear that.
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. So look, when I sailed around the world first time, we had this amazing experience, and I remember coming back after that, and 3 months afterwards, finding myself sitting in my dad's garden at 3 o'clock in the morning with a bottle of whiskey, because you have an incredible high. Where do you go after that? You crash down, which is exactly the question, right? So, right from the start with our planning, we had a section, you'll see it in the book in our vision statement, saying what does this go on to lead to afterwards? Because we knew this wasn't just a one-time only adventure. This was fundamentally changing how we lived our lives. So we had in there saying this is going to lead on to new exciting adventures. We didn't know what they were back then, but we created the space for it. So since we've come back, we now split our time between London and San Francisco. I'm on a plane most weeks speaking to audiences around the world about leadership and teamwork. And we still go off to have adventures. So last summer we sailed from San Francisco to Canada and back to about 2,000 miles. This summer I'm heading off in about 4 weeks to sail from San Francisco down to Mexico and back. So there are still adventures happening the whole time, and we still have an alternative approach to education. So the kids are in mainstream school, but so Columbus is with me today. We're off to go meet Sir Tim Smith this morning, and it's just mixing things up and doing things differently to how we did it before. So I think otherwise I would have fallen into that pit where I was before. So.
Finally, if someone's listening to this, particularly maybe they're growing a technology business, you did amazing to exit because many companies don't ever manage to make an exit of a business. Again, what advice would you give someone listening to this to help them on that journey?
So it comes back to building an incredible team of people who can grow the business. There's also that thing about starting with the end in mind. So, we sold our business actually whilst I was in the middle of the Pacific, so a 7-figure sum. And the only reason we were able to do that is that, we put this team of people in place and got them running the business. Before we left, we tried to sell the business before we left the UK. Nobody was interested at that stage. We ended up getting 2 offers as we sailed across the Atlantic, and then we actually closed it as we sailed across the Pacific. But the fundamental thing is, brilliant team of people on a clear mission, a clear purpose.
Brilliant.
And that was what made us attractive to a buyer. So.
Fantastic. Now let's mention the book, because if anyone's interested in finding out and reading more about it, Where the Magic Happens.
Yep.
I know it's definitely on Amazon.
Yes, it is.
It's definitely an Audible store. Is it anywhere else?
Yes, it's in bookstores as well, but probably the easiest place for most people to go and get it these days is on Amazon.
And where's the next book signing? Where can they find you? And look, if people are interested in reaching out to you, how's the best way to get in touch with you?
So my website, CasparCraven.com, and I'm on all the social channels, so LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And all the details of the book are on my website, CasparCraven.com. So it's
brilliant. Well, look, good luck with the next adventures for yourself, and I look forward to following it. And thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you very much. Great questions. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, David.
Okay.